Hello everybody and welcome to part 31 of my Desert China series. At the very end of the last part, we used a citadel to take some land from our quote-unquote friends, the Iroquois, and then told them off. One of the ways in which we told him off, he fought back on. So this was a cliffhanger. Let's see if, what if anything, he will do in response to... there we go. Okay, time to have some fun. Now, it's not necessarily going to be all fun because last we knew the Iroquois are fairly well liked, but last time we've seen some people kind of follow suit with whatever we've been doing, so it will be interesting to see which weighs more, our warmongering or his backstabbing. I assume this is the renewal of an existing trade. So let me just double check what he actually has right now. Gold 75. Says he got 91, but 5 and 75 is like maximum at that level, so I don't think we'd actually get a better deal. Looks like Pachacuti wants some copper, so let's go ahead and address that first. And now we get machine guns. So, okay, before I forget, let's address that copper, because we've got so much copper, anybody that expresses... Whoa. Oh, I meant to click this. I was like, 2? They always do at least 3. I had clicked the wrong thing was the reason. Okay. So, this is a world where we've been denounced by him. We should denounce him back and see what happens. We also should take this time to upgrade to machine guns wherever possible. Would this be the turn to declare war? If we did, we could take a worker, but it would mean using one of these infantry, because the Gatling gun's got to sit out. And keep in mind, this one's marked gift to denote that it's not a double tapper. The other ones are the double tappers, so that's just something to keep in mind. If we did use one infantry to steal the worker, we could probably use the other one to just kill this cannon outright, and that means we could continue moving our artillery. There is roads here, so if we get onto this hex we can travel through here, and these are our allies, so that's free travel. We do have open borders with Poland, so lots to think about here. We did just announce them, right? I was so busy talking about that I actually lost track. Okay. So normally I like to denounce before declaring war because it takes away the appearance of being random. However, we were just denouncing backstab, so it's not like we're just making this up out of thin air. So I think it's perfectly fine to declare war this turn, and the fact that we can get a worker out of it right now seems good. He still has 3 units within our allies' territory and 1 that's water-based. Hopefully his ships... Can privateers even attack units in the water? I thought they were specifically for cities. Let's see, where do privateers come along here? Yeah, let's see here. A naval unit that specializes in attacking coastal cities. Coastal raider. Okay, specializes. So it doesn't say anything about not being able to attack. So this guy would be dead outright. These guys would all get beat up. We could... this is only... Yeah... so we could use one guy to capture the worker, one guy to kill his cannon, this guy to start attacking on these guys, and then we'd still have 2 to lead the charge pushing into Brantford. That's very attractive. I think I like that. So yeah, let's plan on going to war this turn. Alright, wine comes back as we predicted it would. Oh good, we've grown, so we can get back into some food here. Growth in 10, growth in 8. Alright, I like the 8 a lot better than I like the 10, that's for sure. Dyes come back for the wine, and we just picked up our own dyes by seizing them, which has led to this incident that is entirely in our favor. I love that. Apparently a city-state has gifted us an artillery, so if you'll recall, I was talking about maybe detaching an artillery to bring it back this way. Well, now we have that. If we positioned it on the oil, we would be in a place where we could be shooting at Kume the moment any war started. I don't know how necessary that is. It seems like right now saving the maintenance cost is a little more favorable. So let's take a look at this. Ragusa desires trade route. We do have a trade route with Sidon. It's on us right now, and I'm pretty sure it was over here last. So I think it's on the return path right now, which is great, because that means by the time it gets back to Sidon, we'll have this area eradicated. But even if I'm wrong about that, we can see the very path going to Sidon is well clear of potential interlopers. So once that trade route finishes, maybe we send it to Ragusa. Antwerp seeks a great artist. We should have one right around the corner, actually. 4 turns. Thank you, Antwerp. That makes my job a lot easier. Appreciate that. New unit from Valletta. We've addressed that. Sidon wants Zanzibar bullied. I hate when they do that. It doesn't really apply here because we're so ubiquitous in the city-state. Alright, so that's everything. Iroquois have denounced us. New research agreement. Poland has denounced Venice. Alright. So most of all, we kind of want to keep Poland in on our side. Let's see what's going on here. How far can we get? Not far, but if we move here, we can see through. Just as a rehash, last turn we saw that there were 2, in fact we can see one of them right now, there were 2 Iroquois caravans interacting with Krakow. So if we get this guy over here, we make a little extra cash. Speaking of making cash, let's just check all of the city-states around Iroquois lands. Make sure they are in fact all ours. In fact, we've got so many city-states it would actually be easier to see which ones are not our friends. Okay, so not very close at all. Find on map. Yeah, they overlap 1 tile. Porcelain, we already have porcelain. We don't need the happiness. And we do already have porcelain, so it would be limited. And then, of course, there's Antwerp, which just came out with the Great Artist quest, which means we'll get some free. But where are they? They are down there, nowhere near Iroquois. So we don't need any of that. That's good to know. Okay, let's see. Productions, archaeologist in this city. It is time for museum. 2 turns. That's really nice because in 2 turns we're going to have great scientists, which I do plan on bulb just to bring airports online sooner. Because versus Rome, that's our big thing right now is the whole, you know. Oh, and you know what? One of the archaeologists I sent off this way was a mistake. I should have sent him here. So yes, that is definitely what I will do with this one. That is my mistake. So we're probably a turn behind on this. So either way, that's very unfortunate. Also unfortunate is that is a tile that we were working. So now, let's see, growth in 5. Still growth in 5. Okay. Well, if it does become a landmark, at least we'll have more food than this one. Yep, I was too busy. I know it was intentional that I left this to be the last homeland site just because it was such a good source of food. But once we had the early hexes covered, we should have definitely done better with that. So I'll bring this guy here just to protect him. Rio's now converted, more money, a bit more production. And then we'll hit up Antium to erase this presence and allow the passive to take over for us, because we're pretty well poised in this area as far as that goes. Okay, broadcast tower is done in the capital, and 2 turns until wait a second. Okay, let me look at this. This was the first worker we had. Okay, so in 2 turns this will say 1, which means we'll be able to say do it now. So we literally have 2 turns to get the military academy up. So right now, let's just take a look at where we're at. And I did want to point out, because I've received a couple comments on this, when I started this city building the artillery once upon a time, it was my intention at that time to buy the barracks, because we had Alhambra, which does not apply to it, but we also had Brandenburg Gate. So having the barracks up would have been 2 promotions instead of 1, which would have helped us knock down cities a little bit quicker. And I overlooked that. It was totally my plans, and I forgot that. So now we have to address that now, because we're about to spit out a whole lot of planes, and Brandenburg plus all these XP building means we can start with air repair, which will definitely increase our sustain ability in terms of that. So we need to look at our overall hammers. When we queue up a regular building, it becomes 184 because of the Liberty multiplier, and right now it's saying we already have 131 towards a 75 hammer project. So that would finish this turn, spill over 55, 56 hammers. Okay, and that brings us to Armory, which is 160. So we'll have 56 plus 184, 240. So that would be give us 80 left over. So 264 Military Academy. Okay. So we would just be a turn late by a scant number of hammers. So let's look at the exchange rate here. It says cost 300 hammers, 38% or 780 gold. That percentage means something. 38%, 26%, 22%. 1/5, so that would be 375. That's close, and it's just napkin math, so the close is accurate. So what that's indicating is what the percentage of gold the hammer cost is. So if I'm reading this correctly, the lower that percentage, the better we benefit from gold purchasing. So if I'm doing the math correctly, if we purchase the barracks this turn and then queue up the armory, this will be finished in one turn and have such a spillover that Military Academy will be in one turn, and then we'll literally be able to have oil and start building planes fully upgraded in 2 turns. So let's hope that my math was correct as far as that goes. We do have other units in the world, but perhaps it's better to just start off with this. So let's go ahead and look at, we have horses. Oh, actually, you know what? When we go to declare war against him, we're probably going to get a whole lot of resources back. Yeah, marble gems, horses, iron. Alright, so that's worth noting. So maybe it's not worth trading with people just yet. Let's take a look at this. Oh, we've already queued up the Iroquois. Alright, so at war with the Inca, that doesn't matter. But look at this, denouncing the Iroquois, Poland is, and the Aztecs are being denounced by, and then that's us. Okay, so this is going to be our partner in crime as far as hate on them. So let's just see what, if anything, he will give us to go to war, because I can pretty much assure by that chart he's going to be the one that's willing to give the most. Alright, so he's got coal. I don't know what that's worth. Probably about 3 gold per turn. So we should be able to do 6 gold per turn. Okay, sometimes there's fractionals, you know, so let's see. There we go. 6 gold per turn, just like that. Okay. So it's a done deal. Alright, now this would be a better time to actually start making trades. He's got the most lump sum for wine, so let's get full value from this guy for marble. And also making these trades right now means that if anybody's going to hate on us for declaring war on Iroquois, it won't affect the exchange. Oh wait, Poland actually has got more money to give us for the wine. Spill the wine. Let's see, that is 4.5, so we probably want around 3 GPT. That's good. Alright, now we got gems. How is our happiness anyways? 29. Okay, we have a social policy coming on next turn. And since we're not ready for the free tech, that'll be here. National, so we can just go all out as far as selling off our excess happiness. We don't need that, we already checked it. So that means we have gems. And of everybody here, it looks like he's the most favorable. So let's see, can we get the full 7? I didn't think so. He's been pretty rowdy and such. I don't know what all that means. So let's just try 6. That makes sense. It's not hard for people, for other leaders, just based on their natural disposition, to go that route as far as offering 6 instead of 7. Let's see, of all these people, let me take the look at Venice versus Morocco. I don't want to start shooting myself in the foot here. because I haven't been paying attention. Alright, so pretty comparable. Morocco's a little bit higher up, and they're technically a little closer to us. So let's try outfitting Venice ahead of Morocco where possible. Alright, so he just wants the one. Alright.
تحياتي.
He wants
أكيد.
both. There we go. Alright, I like this cleaner UI here. Okay, so wartime. Let's see here. I was not expecting that. Okay. The cannon got expelled because the declaration of war closes. Alright. So the only way to have alleviated that is to declare war by attacking that hex, I think. I don't even know if that would work. We don't want to get the artillery involved because the artillery needs to get out of the way so that the backfield artillery can continue moving forward, since we were not able to complete the road in time. This is also the turn that we're upgrading to machine guns, so we need to keep track of that as well. I do think these two southern infantry is perfectly fine to just move east, because it's these three infantry that are going to be acting upon these three hexes. That does mean this guy's going to have to move in order to upgrade. So, if I am seeing this correctly, what we want to do is move there. These two exchange movements, you upgrade. And can't because I moved outside of border, so already I've made a mistake. But that's okay, because these guys are getting out of the way here and here. So he can just move there. No, let's do it this way. No, we got to be in our own borders. Okay, so I'll revisit that mistake in a second. I just wanted to make sure we're making the most out of our flanking bonuses here. There we go, worker. That's helpful. So now this probably won't go one shot simply because he's in rough. This should be a one shot. The exchange rate's way too good though. Our friends will finish them off, and we still get the XP and stuff. Okay, so artillery crosses the river. This artillery ends up here, puts him on the road. So yes, let's back up. That should be fine. Okay, move him over. These guys are just going to occupy these hills. Yeah, there's no benefit to coming up to this hill because coming over here puts us on the road, which is very advantageous. Okay, so what this means now is that you can just upgrade straight away. You can move and upgrade. And this guy's got to upgrade in spot because we're not going to cross the river to do that. Alright, so I did make the mistake of missing out on one. But that's okay because we're going to have a bit of a clutter trying to squeeze everybody through here. So having a unit trail is not a big deal. The only thing I don't like about it is I kind of wanted the Gatling guns ahead of the artillery. At the same time, we just have too many units for our goal here. So it might be that this guy just gets left behind and we bring him to the south to galvanize that. I don't know. But the fact that these guys here... Yeah, let's stay along the road. That way we don't spook, because there is an Iroquois worker over here somewhere. And we had these two units heading west to cover that. More important than ever, as a result of war formally being declared. I don't want to give up the spot, so we're going to have to sit tight for a second. But he is free to come over here. We'll get across the river next turn. And hopefully have a shot at that other worker. This guy here, let's see. Tearing up the roads is worth visiting, but given our GPT, I don't want to call that a priority. This guy can take his sweet time hooking up the uranium. In fact, he's probably done with the iron right now, which is meaningless. Nobody wants it. So let's get him. He'll be the Rio worker. He'll be the Sao Paulo worker. And then this worker can get started on the rails. First from Rio to Sao Paulo and then towards Cume. That makes sense to me. We can probably go down one more hex there. Okay, this does look like some sticking out. Good. I'm glad I was able to catch that. Keep on scouting. Great General is actually positioned fairly well. However, we're very strong up in here when you consider our allies. So let's go ahead and cross the river. Oh, yeah, we can actually use the road to get over here. That's better. Because this is where things are going to get a little challenging. Hopefully he wants to attack on this pikeman so that we can just punish. He's going to have to sit tight for a turn. Okay, so that was a very long turn, but that's because we just started war and we needed to be as clean as possible. So let's watch as the dominoes fall. I want to see this die, and we want to see everything up in the north. Hey, there we go. See everything up in the north get beat up on. Unsuccessful. Okay, I didn't see... whoa, what's this? The Aztecs is broken down. I think this is a pretty safe bet because the Aztecs have kind of made a jerk out of themselves. I know he's got the green ring, but he's already demonstrated. Oh yeah, that's right. He's next in line as far as our ideology opponents, so that works out. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this. This is a pretty safe maneuver. The only reason I'd even think twice about it is because we just denounced the Iroquois and declared war. But we got backstabbed first, so I'm hoping that just doesn't matter. Alright, I'm not sure. Oh, it's probably because the privateers moved second. Okay, that makes sense. And I did want to bring attention to the fact he's got riflemen now, which still not as good as infantry. In fact, it's not even Great War infantry yet, so that should be fine. In fact, we can probably still one-shot this guy. Yep. Says it is. Okay, so let's do that. Killed a Brazilian spy. Woohoo. Let's make nice as best we can. I don't think there's any repairing that relationship, but I don't want to provoke anything right now. Armory is finished, and sure enough, it says Military Academy in one turn. And of course, we got growth there, but that won't matter because next turn, this will probably become a better hex. So we're just going to leave it float purple. Peace treaty expired, doesn't matter. Someone promoted. Aluminum from Manila doesn't matter. The Aztecs denounced for Valletta. I didn't even realize there was a quest for that. Far out. Free, we have denounced the Aztecs, and Rome has denounced Venice. Okay. Well, the Aztecs kind of came a... We're not ready for that, so I'll go ahead and do the embassies. And here we go. We have 24 happiness right now. We'll go ahead and choose this. And now we are up to 31. So that just buys us that much more of a buffer for taking cities. Alright, so Shanghai needs a construction project. 2 landmark sites. We're definitely going to want an airport here. And we have a great scientist coming out next turn, so that's where that's at. We should try and build something that's only going to take 1 turn. I'm just not seeing anything like that here. Barracks, meh. I kind of want to do all the planes in Beijing so that they can have air repair straight away. So if we were to build military in the expands, it would be lesser military. Things like blockers, things that just kind of populate the land, fillers, if you will. So the armory wouldn't be a total waste over here. Alternatively, we could put production towards like an archaeologist, and then once we're done with that, or I tell you what, let's put the production towards a broadcast tower. I'll have to try and remember next turn when airports become available to switch that up. But that makes sense to me because this city is now, without great works, is already doing an okay amount of culture. It's worth expanding. Where were you headed? You were heading to Beijing. Beijing's kind of getting saturated. We've got 1, 2, 3, technically 4 tiles we could work. Let's keep it rolling one more time. Nobody grows like the capital grows, right? Alright, we'll do something like that. Oh, looks like we're at the ice floor. I don't know. We'll figure out what's going on with him. You just chill. Okay, he was going to come to... Whoa. Oh, okay. I spooked myself. I just saw a whole lot of purple, and I was like, uh-oh, what's going on? Okay, so this must mean he has the capacity to see oil. Alright. It's kind of bad for us, but at the same time, the planes that we do build are able to attack Kume immediately. So that's worth noting. Okay, how do we get across here? Krakow's where we're heading. Go there. Oh, well, crap. If I had known that, I would have just gone here. Alright, we can actually see the two caravans here, but luckily from here, the path should be good. This tells me that he's got railroad technology now, because I can't imagine any other reason for his workers to buckle up like that. I might as well stay along the edge. Alright, he was pretty much protecting the profit, and that seems worth continuing on. Oh, we were heading towards Antium, so maybe I should have bailed in this direction. Okay, well, we might still be able to get there straight away. Alrighty, so let's see here. You get started on the rail. You get started on the uranium. And we do still have the option for going nuclear bombs, which I would probably build in Nanjing, because I don't think those need or benefit from promotions. But that does mean at some point we would need to build the Manhattan Project. We haven't done that yet. So, let's see. I guess we're forced to come over there. He comes here, which means now this guy's freed up. Do I have open borders with Venice? Looks like it. Okay. So we can attack Canada Lake as far as picking up workers like that. Okay, we'll just leave him there because he's outside the borders. This guy we will leave here. I don't think we can be seen because this hill here. Oh, another caravan has expired. Let's see, you were going to Guangzhou. We definitely don't want that lapsing, although Guangzhou is pretty well saturated, but we can still pick up those mine tiles, and then of course we do have this, which is an unknown at this point. Right, so given the overall formation of where we're coming from, I think these guys' two-tile formation makes sense. So whichever one attacks here first, the other one should occupy the cattle, so that we just have a general... That looks like a one-shot easy. Okay. And we will come up like this, just for flanking debuffs and such. Okay. So if he comes along the road, unfortunately from here I don't think we have the mobility to set up and fire. So let's just... I don't know that we want him moving in all the way, right? Because where would this be able to go? He could occupy that hex, but not that one. And these guys could neither occupy that hex. So yeah, let's just move in as far as we can. Actually, it says we can move up to here, but we would be vulnerable to attack. It's very unfortunate, because if we did move up to here, we're set up to fire on Brantwood immediately. But because of this road here, this guy could come and slam into him, and he can see that he can do that, so it would almost certainly be what he would do. It's very unfortunate, because that's where he ultimately wants to be. Okay, so he's going to cross the river. This one's going to end up on the road. This one can also kind of... Oh, wait, no, this one has to upgrade, so we'll just do that. Let's see. Worker here can finally complete that stem. Too late, but that's okay. This worker, perhaps it's good for him to go to the front lines. He can do tile repairs and such. We're going to have to fight for this road, though, so that all of our units can start dumping in. For that reason, we'll get him onto that hex. Luckily, we are allies, so this is not going to cost us. We can just one-shot him, so let's do it. Him, I'll probably have hop in the water and then like land wherever he can. The Great General's actually in a good position right there. Yeah, because this guy is zona controlled, so even if they ended up on this hex, they would not be able to attack. So, yeah, he's fine there. We'll set up, but we're not actually staying there. Okay. Good start. We are at the half-hour mark, so I want to call this here, even though I think we only took like 2 turns, but a lot of setting up to do, a lot of taking it good. With the exception of my upgrade snafu, which really doesn't seem to have been all that punishing, really. In fact, I probably will have him go back, because I don't know. The machine guns make perfectly fine blockers, just because they are arrows ahead, so it's not like there's such a thing as too many, but I do want to make sure we have room for the... maybe he'll be back defense, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I just don't think it was all that punishing was the point I was getting at. That cannon's about to fall too. Oh wait, no, they move first, that's right. So, but he's got nowhere to run. That won't be attacked, so yeah, he's done for. Anyways, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next part. Take care.